As we know, the international break is here. So club football is on a break for like a couple of weeks. And I'm here doing this video because if you're a football fan like myself and going into this international break, if there was one thing that you were praying and wishing for was for one of your most important player in your club not to get injured. So that's why I'm here today. England played yesterday against Greece and they lost 2-1. But that is not why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because during that game, our star boy Bukayo Saka came off injured. Literally early into the second half, just after Greece scored, he went down, touching, I think, groin, thigh area, whatever you want to call it. But he came off injured and he looked in a bit of a discomfort. Didn't look good. And as an Arsenal fan, I was upset is an understatement. I was fuming because Bukayo Saka needs a rest. Because this guy has been playing games upon games upon games. He played in the last international break. Yes, I think against Finland, he didn't play the whole game. He came off. However, against Ireland, I believe it was, he played almost a full 90. Came back to the Arsenal. He's pretty much been playing the last few games up until this international break. And it was only a matter of time before another one of our important players gets injured again. In the last international break, we lost our club captain in Martin Odegaard. And I had the biggest fear going into this international break, having to lose one of our most important players, whether it was Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Urian Timber, whoever you may be. Because right now, Arsenal are playing a fantastic football. They are winning games. They might not be convincing performances, but they are winning games. And we need all the players that we can get. Rodri is out almost for the rest of the season for Manchester City with an ACL. I was praying that we came back injury-free because we need all our players going into the rest of the games, wherever it may be. The fact of the matter is, when are UEFA, FIFA going to start taking the players' health and the players' conditions into consideration going into this meaningless international breaks? It's becoming tedious, pointless, and it's just putting players' health at risk. They are getting there's so many players right now with ACL's injury is unbelievable. I saw a post the other day in regards to the amount of players that are currently out with ACL injury, which potentially means they're going to be out for the rest of the season. Last season, we had it in Urian Timber. He played the first Premier League game, probably played half a game, and he was out for the rest of the season. The worst thing that can happen to any team, whether it's Arsenal, Man City, Man United, you name it, is having one of your most important players injured and probably out for the rest of the season. I'm fuming. I might not be showing it, but I am fuming because I was afraid going into this international break, especially for Saka. He's one of our most important players at Arsenal. Yet England, they decide to keep playing this boy every bloody time, and it's getting tiring. Now he's out injured. There's a little bit of a good news, which was at least he was able to walk off the pitch by himself. He didn't have to get stretched off. I've seen videos on social media, him able to walk out of the stadium with no crutches, with no extra strapping visibly that we can see. It looked to be in a bit of a discomfort, but it doesn't appear to be something serious. Now, if it was me, Arsenal, please, Arsenal Football Club, just recall this man back to Arsenal for further assessment so that he doesn't have to play for England on Sunday. Please, I am begging you. We need Saka. He's our import. Honestly, it's just getting tiring. It's like every international break, it's like I'm crutching on straws thinking, please don't let Saka, Rice, Saliba, Magalhaes, Martinelli get injured, Timber, all our important players. Don't get me wrong. Every club and every team is going to be thinking the same thing, but I can only speak on my team, Arsenal. And star boy Bukayo Saka, we need him, regardless of whether you say we need him, because unfortunately during the summer transfer windows, we weren't able to have a capable replacement, in my opinion, for Bukayo Saka to come into. It's not like every other position, like for example, in the left-hand side, we can say if Martinelli hasn't been on form or wasn't on form, as we know, we were able to play Trossard out there, maybe play Sterling that's now coming, but it's not we're not blessed for replacement when it comes to Bukayo Saka, because right now, Jesus is not on form. Trossard potentially can play on that side, but do we really want to be mixing and matching every bloody time? Honestly, I am getting so tired of these international breaks, especially these meaningless ones. If it's not a World Cup qualifier or Euros qualifier, what the hell is this Nations League? This meaningless trophy is basically like a Carabao Cup of the international competitions. It's getting ridiculous. I am fuming because now there's a potential that Saka is injured, and I'm praying and hoping it's nothing serious, because if it is, then he's going to be out alongside Martin Odegaard. And that's basically one of our worst nightmares. We've been doing okay. I'm doing really well without Martin Odegaard. But to then add Saka to that list of injuries, when it's like we are now just about getting some of our players back. I know Timber didn't go away. Kai Havertz didn't go away because of little niggles here and there. Timber is still out. We don't know what the story is with him. Ben White is still off injured. Tomiyasu is just coming back. I know also Partey stayed behind. He didn't go on international break. Thank fuck for that. But the fact of the matter is, Bukayo Saka, we need this man. He's our talisman. 7 assists so far in 8 Premier League games. He's breaking records left, right, and centre. He's 1 goal away from reaching 50 Premier League goals. Probably one of the youngest players to do it in Arsenal's history. But yet, these meaningless international breaks keep popping up here and there. That's the second one in the space of 2 months. And there's another one scheduled for November. It is bloody pointless. We're getting into that stage of the Premier League season where come October, November, December, the games, they come thick and fast. But what do UEFA and the FIFA want to do? They want to insert meaningless international games in between these games. Normally, the last couple of seasons, we've been able to have winter breaks, but it's looking like this season they've said there is no winter breaks, which then means all these players from the start of this season, they're going to be playing throughout the season. There's more Champions League games, there's more international breaks, and then you're playing throughout the season because of this Club World Cup that they've now decided to move to the summer. So it's like you're playing literally from end of August, September, all the way up until May without no break. And you wonder why players keep getting injured. ACL is at its highest. Players getting injured, unnecessary injury. Listen, I get it. Regardless, whether it's international break, whether it's club football, players are prone to get injured. I understand it. But the fact of the matter is, let's be honest. If the player got injured in the club match for the club football team, obviously you're going to be just as upset. But when they're getting injured in meaningless international games, you're going to be fuming. And that's exactly what's happening. The fan base are concerned in terms of Arsenal fan base, but I've also seen other club football fan bases getting pissed off at meaningless international breaks. It kills the momentum in the club football competitions. There's more Champions League games, Premier League games coming thick and fast, and then you're mixing it in with meaningless international breaks. It's high time these Premier League players, and also from La Liga, Ligue 1, club Italian football, we need, I say we, I'm not professional, but these players, Rodri said it, the last international break. And unfortunately, what happens, he gets an ACL injury. Now he's out for almost the rest of the season. He said it. Is it high time that maybe the players go and start having a strike in regards to this amount of game time that they are playing? I actually agreed with him for once. You know, he's chatted a lot of shit about Arsenal in the past, but this is probably one thing I would agree with him on. Because, listen, people can say these players are getting paid shitloads of money, they're well off. But ultimately, let's be honest, guys, in your job, let's be honest, in your current job, right? If your manager turned around and said to you, rather than working 5 days a week, you're going to be working throughout 6, 7 days a week, back to back, longer hours, but you're getting paid almost the same thing that you're getting paid now. What would you say to that? The fact of the matter is there's only so much your body can take. There's only so much your mind, your head can take mentally, physically. You're going to be exhausted and you're not going to be able to perform at whatever level of job that you are doing in life. And that's exactly what these players are doing. They're being expected to play more games, whether it's club football, international games, but they're not getting paid anymore. Yes, they are getting paid shitloads of money, but they are putting their body through hell week in and week out. It's high time people keep looking at their salary and thinking about the actual exhaustion that they're putting their body through. They're physically and mentally. They do need a rest once in a while. People can say, oh, they're living their high life, they're doing this, they're doing that. Listen, if you wanted to become a professional footballer, then you should have done that, but you aren't. So we need to be mindful when it comes to these players and stop saying, oh, but they're on shitloads of money. Yes, they are. And so what? You're probably on shitloads of money in the job that you're doing. And if you're not, that is your own business. But listen, I digress. These players need to be protected. I am highly pissed off when it comes to Bukayo Saka getting injured. I'm just praying it's nothing serious. He needs to go back to Arsenal and get further assessment and treatment and leave the England camp immediately and go back to the club so he can get assessed accordingly, and then we can put in the right treatment plan for him. So hopefully he's not going to be out for too long, and then hopefully he'll be available for the next Premier League game and not play for this fucking pointless England game, whoever they've got coming next. 'Cause it's just getting pointless and tedious, honestly speaking. So yeah, a bit of a rant today, guys. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it. It is pointless, these international games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as per usual. And once again, if you're new around here, you know what to do. Do me a favor and hit that like and share. And mostly don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hopefully we don't get any more players injured and I won't have to be doing videos like this before our next game, the next Premier League game. But yeah, up until then, have a good one, Gooners. I'm pissed.